This is the Blazar Remus 1.5x Anamorphics. And from the footage you just watched, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Me? I think they're pretty good for what they are and what the price is. Blazar did send over this pre-production set of lenses for me to use, and without a doubt, the homies and I used the Remus on a short film directed by my friend Trey and DP by my other friend Cortland. The set comes in a 45T2, a 65T2, and a 100mm T2.8. The lenses also come in a amber flare or a blue flare, and I chose the amber flare. It comes in PL or EF mount, but it's not interchangeable. And the close focus is around 2 feet for each of the lenses. Now, when it comes to the image, the Remus hits on a couple classic anamorphic characteristics that I really like. The barrel distortion is present, astigmatism is pronounced, and the focus fall off is gentle. The bokeh stays fairly consistent, and when veering to the edges, you get a little bit of a cat eye shape, but it's still very pleasing for a 1.5 anamorphic. Like I said before, these are the pre-production units, so there were a few things that will improve once they start shipping. My set needed some shimming because the center focus seems slightly off, but it was good enough for us to use on a small production like this short film. The 45 and the 65 were the best performing lenses, but as for the 100mm, it was notably softer, especially at T2.8. But of course, when stopping down with any of these lenses, it will resolve a lot better. Now, this was my first time as a first AC in pulling focus, but even more so using anamorphic lenses to pull focus on. Talk about being thrown into the deep end. It is key to have a monitor that can give you really solid focusing tools, especially when your DP wants to film wide open at T2.
Well, whose fault is that?
So if you are ever caught in a situation like I was, you want to use a monitor that's at least 7 inches or larger. In this case, I used my Cine 13. This is a perfect production monitor for pulling focus on. It's nice and big. It has a ton of tools for focus assist or focus peaking, whatever you want. It has black and white options, contrast, brightness, sensitivity levels, peaking threshold, you name it, change the color. You don't have to spend $5,000, but you want to get a large monitor. In this case, you know, there's a what's it, the OC Magamon? I said that totally wrong, but that was a 21-inch or 15-inch option there. That's probably the more budget-friendly option. I don't know what other tools it has in there, but a larger monitor when dealing with a lot of shallow depth of field, especially with anamorphic lenses, which aren't always sharp anyway, you want to have something where you can kind of nail critical focus that gives you the confidence to nail the critical focus. Luckily, most of our movement came from the camera, so I was able to just drift with the camera to stay in that range, especially if I already had my marks down. And so we've used these lenses on quite a few different cameras, as well as the FX3 and of course the Red Komodo, the OG. That's what we use for majority of the short film. Now, the design of these lenses really resembled the Pavo 2X Anamorphics design. I'm not sure what's going on there, but the Remuses have a 77 filter thread, an 80 outer diameter. Now, 150 degrees rotation on a lens of this size, I guess it makes sense. It's not ideal. You would love to have something that's a bit more of a longer throw, 270, 300 degrees. Sort of like that. My Nisi Athenas, they have a 300 degrees focus throw. So not sure what's going on there. I don't know a ton about optics, but 150 degrees is the focus throw on here. Of course, anything greater than 150 or 270 or 300, you'll get even more precise. And again, I really can't speak to the accuracy of these marks just because I know the shimming is off. So I didn't really pay attention to the markings here. I did just make sure I had my A and B points there marked so I can actually follow the action, what was going on. The build and construction of these lenses are really nice. Again, they're nice and compact. They're about the size of my Nisi Athenas. There's no weird clinking or anything rattling, well constructed. These are really easy to handle just because they are so small. Keeps the rig really light. But overall, a very pleasant experience. I think the image speaks for itself. It is a really nice image. It does feel a little bit more like the classic anamorphics. Now, what really stands out from these lenses that are going to be coming out is the price. $999 or $1,000 per lens is really going to shake up this market. We have a lot of different types of budget anamorphic options out there. And these to me look the best out of the Surays, even the Nanomorphs. But in this price point, this category, this I will put up a little bit higher just because of the anamorphic characteristics that resemble the more classic look rather than the more modern look. Yeah, that's all I have to really say. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think of these lenses? Are you gonna pick them up? I'm happy to have these in my kit, and I'm curious to see what else I can do with them moving forward. Cool, all right, see you.